Okay. Oki, I acknowledge and honor the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Siksika-Sitapi, comprising the Siksika, Piikani, and Aikaina First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Yarhe Nakota First Nations. The city of Lethbridge is also part of the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. I'd also like to note that Aniskum, Sacred Buffalo Stone, is the Blackfoot name of the University of Lethbridge. I honor the Blackfoot people and their traditional ways of knowing and caring for this land, as well as all Aboriginal peoples who have helped shape and continue to strengthen our university community. The reason I do a land acknowledgement is first to recognize that I'm a settler and I benefit from living on this traditional territory. Secondly, it's to recognize that I have an ongoing role as a settler to work towards truth and reconciliation. This means having conversations with Indigenous peoples, hearing their stories and experiences, and having a genuine and respectful interest in learning more about their culture and language. This ties with the first pillar of my platform, which is community. Community to me means a group of people that care about each other and feel like they belong together. I definitely feel a sense of community being here, and I want to continue building that in my role as VP Student Affairs. There's still a lot of work to do though, to make this campus more inclusive. In particular, I've already been building meaningful connections with Indigenous students, staff, and faculty on campus over the 2 years I've been here. I want to work with my existing connections to find opportunities for Indigenous students to feel like they are part of the larger campus community. I've seen firsthand that systemic racism, lateral violence, and microaggressions still occur regularly, which I am trying to do my part to address. Along the same lines of community inclusivity, I want there to be programming and workshops to engage with international students and students who are in the queer community. For example, I want to utilize my existing connections with the International Center to collaborate and co-host an event where international students can mix and mingle with other students on campus. Recently, the Organization of Resident Students hosted a successful Pride Week. I want to work with them, other student groups, community members, and departments to host a Pride Week through the Students' Union, and establish the foundation for it to be a recurring initiative each year. All this work in community ties with my second pillar of connection. A pervasive issue for students is loneliness and isolation. I know I certainly experienced it when I first moved here. I still struggle with it sometimes now, even though I feel very integrated into the community. It breaks my heart each time I see a post about how someone feels like they have no friends here, no one to hang out with, and no one to support them in times of need. Through my Humans of ULF project, it has been a central priority for me to foster human connections. I plan to continue hosting similar speed-friending type events through the Students' Union on a regular basis. On top of the regular programming that the VPSA puts on, like Fresh Fest, LCB, cabarets, and so on, I can see these speed-friending events making a tangible difference in combating loneliness. Lastly, my third pillar is collaboration. It's been a common sentiment over the past few years that students here are apathetic. I disagree with that. Just because they're not running for student union positions does not mean those individuals are not involved on campus in other ways. I see amazing work being done every day by students, staff, and faculty to make this university a great place to be. I see my role as promoting these existing strengths and leveraging partnerships between the Students' Union and other student groups and departments on campus. For example, I want to work more closely with the Agility program, which provides opportunities for student entrepreneurship. I also want to work with Courtney Smith, who is a sexual violence prevention educator with Counseling Services, to have education around consent and sexual violence as a regular part of SU programming, especially in the first few weeks of the fall semester, since the majority of sexual violence incidents occur in the first 8 weeks. By collaborating with other groups and departments, this is how more people will be exposed to the Students' Union. They can put faces to names and better understand what we do. I recognize that there's a certain level of indifference and lack of understanding about the Students' Union in the general population. But I feel like this can most effectively be addressed by making meaningful one-on-one connections. I argue that the majority of people who run for SU elections are people who are already friends with someone that's currently part of the SU. As a result, sustainability and engagement with the SU comes by personally inviting students to come observe General Assembly meetings, encouraging them to be students at large on committees, or promoting opportunities for general students to volunteer with the SU. Guided by these three pillars of community, connection, and collaboration, I would love to be elected as your VP Student Affairs to make this campus a place where everyone feels like they belong. Thank you.